Mm. Mm-hmm. This one's gonna be a little. Y'all see the title. Okay. So, hi, hello. My name is Zakiya Davidia, and I am just here to talk about my experiences, plural. My experiences in the world as a lovely, darker skinned, educated Black woman. So today I actually wanted to talk about HSV-2 and my journey with HSV-2. And I know you're like, sis, why do you look and sound like slightly excited? Like, why are you pumped about that? And it's not necessarily that I am pumped per se, yeah, but I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with myself. So long story short, I found out January 2020. Yeah, girl, my 2020 started off rough. January 2020 is when I found out that I have HSV-2, which is also known as genital herpes. Herpes! Also known as genital herpes. I found out January of 2020. Girl. And I was devastated. I cried for about 3 days straight. I remember like pulling off into a parking lot on a rainy day and like just crying in my car. I believe it. I know who gave it to me, and I did speak to him as well as like other partners at the time, and I told him about it and told him that I think that it was him who gave it to me, and he of course denied it because it's much easier within the stigma for men to deny that, and also, girl, that's a whole other video talking about men who or just the stigma of being dirty or unclean, and how easy it is for men to dismiss that, and how difficult it is for women to dismiss the idea of being dirty because of something, or because of a certain action or a certain quality or condition that you have. But I found out, not me forgetting to put the lock in the brain. Oh girl, hold on y'all, let me pull this thing. Pull that back. Okay, let me wrap that. Boom. Wrap snacks. Boom. Okay, here we go. For me personally, especially within relationships, I've noticed that, and relationships in terms of also like socializing, I have noticed that the experience that I have every day as a person living with HSV-2 is completely different than what most people think. It's actually way more normal than most people realize. And the issue is not so much that I have herpes as much as you have a fucking problem with that for no reason, because we're never gonna have sex. I don't wanna have sex with you. You don't need to worry about catching it from me, honey. The only time you need to be a little concerned is if I do wanna have sex with you. Then you can start asking questions. It's something, it's a gift and a curse in the sense that it's something that I can't necessarily change about myself. It's a part of me. So I have to learn to love that part of me and accept that part of me for what it is, and understand that that was not my fault, and that was just circumstance, and I just drew the short straw on that shit, you know? In terms of like people, of course, I listen, I every so often whether it be people or relationships. I get people who kind of treat me a certain way or treat me differently. I've had someone who I was interested in like love bomb me. If you don't know what love bombing is, please look it up. Love bombing is essentially when someone kind of throws all of this love at you, and then when they see one imperfection, one thing that they hate and don't like, they remove all of that love from you. And it's like kind of like a trauma, because it's like, you're not good enough for this, you know. And they do that even if you were not in the mindset of like being in love with that person or wanting love from that person per se. For me, it is more so about respect. So I decided that when I found out, and when I was thinking about like what does dating look like for me now, I decided that I would just be honest with all of my potential partners, potential mates, whatever you want to kind of call them, excuse me, and just let them know and tell them. And yes, at times it is hard, but I definitely do not regret it. And it is something that immediately shows me who you are as a person. It immediately shows me what your morals look like, your character looks like. When you stigmatize me for having HSV-1 or 2, which for some reason having herpes on your face and on your mouth is better than having it on your genitalia, even though I can see the herpes on your face and you can't see the herpes on my genitalia. But that also ties into American society and how American society has this thing where like everyone has to be sexy and fuckable, but that's a whole other thing in itself. So yeah, for me, it's a gift and a curse. There was a point when I wished I didn't have it, of course, and all this other stuff. But me living with it, the main thing with herpes is it's mainly something that affects your skin. It's more so a skin infection. Also a part of your nervous system. So really, when you are someone, and this is for all my people who are like me, who I don't want to say struggle. Okay, we're not going to use the kind of language in here. But people who cohabitate with the condition, right? What's important is to maintain a healthy diet and have low stress levels. All of those things can trigger outbreaks. Making sure that you are properly cleaning yourself, taking care of yourself. All of those things will help you to live comfortably with having HSV. It helps me live comfortably with having HSV. I am one of those people who got lucky, and I do not have severe outbreaks. I don't necessarily know what it's like to have severe outbreaks. I have had an outbreak one time, maybe twice, and they were mild in comparison to some cases. And that's also a biological thing. It's like based on, you know, your chemistry and all that. I would say that the hardest part of about having it is the stigma. That I think that's something that people who cohabitate with the condition can agree on. And so who knows how long it will take us to kind of dismantle that. But I will say that it is hard to teach people who are not willing to learn. And at the end of the day, we live in a society that is built off of judgment and separation. If someone has the opportunity to put you down to bring themselves up, a lot of times, and maybe it's just me as a Black woman, they will do that. They will go for that route. They will take that option. And they will be ignorant. And a lot of people are ignorant. And a lot of people don't want to hear that I'm a normal person. A lot of people don't want to hear that I'm probably healthier than you are. A lot of people, as I drink Coca-Cola, it's first time in ages. It's okay. it's interesting also when I come across people who expect me to be living in some sort of anguish and turmoil and self-hatred and self-loathing because of what I was given. Why would I, if I had the option, choose to internalize that and say, I'm a bad person, I'm shit, no one should be with me, I'm dirty, no one should touch me, blah, blah. Why would I say that to myself? Why would I live that kind of life? The problem is you have an issue, and that's okay. You can have an issue. But to say that everyone else has a problem with it, and that's how it is. No, that's how it is for you. That's how it is for you. I do not regret my choice in being open and honest with all of my partners and telling them upfront. And 80% of the time, I get a positive response. I've gotten all types of responses. I've had men say, Zakiya, I ain't worried about no pimples. Girl. I've had men say, well, yeah, I know about that. Isn't that something that you can control with like a healthy lifestyle? Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. It's a blessing in the sense that like, I really get to see people for who they are and experience sort of the heart of a person up front, and that kind of understanding, like, you know, being realistic about life. I am a sexually active person, but there's also getting into this stigma of people who have STDs being hypersexual and like nymphomaniacs and all of that kind of stuff, which is completely untrue. I have a policy where I do not want to have more sex partners than the current age that I am at. So that meaning I am 24 years old right now. I do not have more than 24 sex partners, and so on and so forth. That's just a policy that I follow. Granted, I like, love, and enjoy sex. Sex is wonderful. Give this video a like if you like sex. And if you're asexual, give this video a like if you like friendship. Thank you. Thank you. And if you're one of those people that you can only get with someone if they get you right here in the brain, you give this a like too. Okay? I'm at a point where I don't regret anything. I still feel very beautiful. I still love the way I look. I still love my body and myself. And it's important for me to love that part of me so that I can know how to bring someone in who can love that and understand that and take that for what it is and be realistic. That's what I was talking about, girl. Yes, trying to bring myself back to the point. Be realistic. Like, I have sex. Like, you know, I'm not a virgin. I'm not a virgin, so and on that note, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, okay? Sound off in the comments, have a discussion, make sure you're being nice, because if you're not, I'ma come for you. Okay? And yeah. Shut it. Yeah. All right. See you next time. Bye.